I'm delighted to have been able to travel to Cambridge today to present the Rodney Cox Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of the CDI and the CDI's President and Board of Directors. This award is a gift of the board and presented each year to someone who stands out as having made a sustained and significant contribution to a career's work. This year, the board considered a few names, all of whom have worked beyond the call of duty for the sector. But believe me, a career spanning 50 years is a difficult act to beat. The person we're presenting the award today is well known to some of you, having actually come up with an original career theory almost 40 years ago, which has lasted the test of time and is still applied widely today. This certainly represents a sustained and significant contribution in our field in anybody's books. Following discussion, the board was unanimous in deciding that this year's Rodney Cox Lifetime Achievement Award should be presented to Dr. Bill Law. And in case you don't know Bill, I'm just going to embarrass him a little bit and talk a little bit about his history and the work he's done in the career sector. Bill will probably be forever associated with something called the DOTS model of career education, which still provides the basis for a curriculum framework that's used not just in the UK, but in many other countries internationally. But there's been so much more to Bill's work. He's a prolific writer, he's written in several books, he's contributed articles, he's contributed to other people's articles, he's done countless training sessions and many other projects. Indeed, even today, in his sort of second career, he's posting on Twitter and also posting in the Career Learning Cafe. For those of you who don't know Bill too well, he started life, I believe, as a teacher. In the 1960s, teaching, in fact, I think it was religious education, and eventually took responsibility for careers in his school before becoming a careers counsellor. He later moved into training and taught on what was then the Reading course for people training to become career guidance practitioners, and latterly took up a post at Hatfield Poly. Now, about the mid-1970s was a time when the organisation NICEC was being established, and in fact, Bill was one of its founding fellows. In fact, I think that was a role he held for about 17 years, so that was a long time founding fellow. When things began to change in the universities, Bill left and set up as a freelance consultant, running workshops and writing for the NICEC Journal and being involved in training. And in fact, I think he probably was one of the first people to develop a training course for career leaders in schools, something which is very close to our hearts in the current careers agenda in England, working with the DES at the time and creating the Open College Careers Work Pack. Throughout his career, Bill has been tireless in promoting the importance of career learning in the curriculum, and his work has inspired so much good practice that's out there in the best schools still today. Bill's not so much of a policy person as a real practitioner, wanting to help young people make the very best of the opportunities out there. I think he would say he cares about who gets to do what, and that's what's really important. Finally then, Bill, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Career Development Institute to present you with this award in recognition of a lifetime of achievement. There you go. Oh, it's heavy.
I've got it, and it is heavy. I think you know more about me than I do.
Was that a fair summary? Well, it's down to date.
Bill has asked me to read his acceptance speech. I was honoured when Bill asked me to do this for him. We've known each other for the past 36 years. We met when I was a student on the Careers Education and Guidance Diploma at Hatfield Polytechnic, and Bill was one of the tutors. He's been a friend and mentor ever since. As I later told students on the course that I ran in Cambridge when I invited Bill to lead sessions, he's never stopped me thinking about careers work, what we do, how we do it, why we do it. His work has influenced so many people in our field. This is what Bill would like me to say on his behalf. I'm honoured to be associated with Rodney Cox. I learned to value his insights during meetings in the West Country. Our contacts were strengthened when he came to Kent as a tutor on the College of Guidance Studies in Swanley. Rodney's is a truly one and only voice. He thought laterally, and I try. I'm not noted for towing lines. So I speak critically of conventional careers works accounts of expertise, expressed as career development and brought about by professionalism. But this CDI award has generously acknowledged and included my work on client experience in cultural settings, and which may or may not correspond to the information, advice and guidance that experts are trained to recognise. Which is why I needed another outlet. That's where the idea of a career learning cafe website came from. And it's also where Maureen, my wife, becomes a key player. When I mentioned that the site would need a plain word and number URL, Maureen insisted it should be better than that. Special. We were walking towards the cinema. It was advertising some Disney cartoon. So I turned to Maureen with, "What about hiohiho.com?" And she said, "If you don't use that, I'm going to divorce you. It changed everything. It's what my son's mother does."
Well, thank you to everybody for everything. I'm overwhelmed. And when it came to talking about David, I felt immediately that I wanted to speak for him, myself and from my heart. I'm going to read this, but every word is based on the admiration and affection that both Maureen and I have found in this friend. David Andrews is the most able student who, as his tutor, I have ever worked with. Not only is he a constant reminder of what the best careers work can be, he has also become a reliable and selfless friend, and not just to me, but to Maureen. We would have not been able to receive this award if David, starting from scratch, had not, step by step, made the possibilities come true. Maureen and I just want him to know how highly we value that friendship. There is another kind of love and care that made us each who we are and made everything that we are and everything that has happened an immeasurable gift. That gift came to me from Maureen. Without Maureen, my wife, there would have been no resting place for any assured sense of what was possible. Maureen is the springboard and inspiration of the achievements spoken here today. Stephen and Andrew know what I mean. But if I had asked Maureen permission to say this, she would have said no. So I didn't ask her. But it needed saying, which is why I didn't answer her, because her love has transformed everything that all of these people have been talking about.